always fun and sometimes controversial. Don't Be That Guy, the segment where we talk about pet peeves and we call out bad etiquette.
And Sabrina Rodriguez joining us now to talk about inappropriate and appropriate behavior when it comes to the restaurants.
Yes, this one came to us from a viewer who happens to be a restaurant server, and she wanted us to call out some of their biggest pet peeves.
Runner.
Working in a restaurant is tough, and it turns out servers have their own list of guys. We chatted with longtime server Janine Schultz about some of the most notorious. First, the returner, who sends food back, not because there's something wrong, but because the customer didn't really read the menu about what comes with the food.
When I have to send it back, then it stops my line, my cooks, from making orders that are following behind it. Then they have to remake the sandwich, which puts all the rest of the food behind it. Comes out much later.
The solution? Take time to read the menu. Next is the camper, who hangs around long after their food is done and the bill is paid. Normally, it's not an issue unless it's closing time or
In the middle of a dinner rush or a lunch rush, and people are waiting for that spot.
The solution is to just be aware. Another peeve has to do with check splitting. Janine doesn't have a problem with it, just that customers don't always realize it's a slow process.
I have to process them all individually. It doesn't matter if it's going to be split ahead of time, if I know it or not. What matters is that they have to really realize that it is quite time-consuming.
So try to be patient. Speaking of checks, let's talk about tipping and why not getting 15% hurts.
You have to account for your tips, and so the government just assumes that the people are tipping you 15%. If they don't tip you 15%, you still have to pay taxes on 15% of that tip.
And finally is Janine's personal pet peeve.
Is to have a large party. I take everybody's order, and then when I go to drop off that food to that person, they say, no, I didn't have that. People have switched seats.
Janine always marks what food goes to which seat. Moving throws things off. The solution is to wait till the food is out before moving, or
let the server know, oh, by the way, I moved over here.
Simple solutions, so don't be that guy. So, Paul, you were saying that you, for many years, used to be a server. Did you have any pet peeves?
5 years at the Rusty Duck back in my day. Back in the early 80s when unemployment was higher than it is today, by the way. Yeah, my biggest pet peeve was you check back on a meal, has everything, it's fine. And then as you're clearing the plates, they say, the steak was a little tough. You'd be shocked how often, as they finish the meal, this wasn't cooked right. Well, if you told me back when I could have done something about it, I could have helped you. Why are you even telling me now? You ate it. That was my pet peeve.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that's a pet peeve.
Made me crazy.
Kudos to the people who work in restaurant service. I certainly could never have done it. It's a tough job.
You know what? Everybody should have to. It changes your perspective for the rest of your life.
Yes.
My first job ever was hosting tables at an Italian restaurant in Tucson, Arizona during high school. And that was, trying to get, okay, well, I want to go to this seat. Well, I want to go to this seat when you are trying to set people up in the places according to where the servers need to be.
And when you wait tables, you discover quickly that the hostess can wreck your night. But that's another story. 6:42, and don't be that guy. We'd love to get your suggestions.
Yes, we do. And of course, this came to us from a viewer. If you have a Don't Be That Guy suggestion, well, send it to us Facebook, email, Twitter, whatever works, and we will hop on it like a little bunny.